The facility was built roughly 500 arge beneath the earth on the eastern side of Valeria Lake. According to our investigations, this was the location where the septium veins gathered most efficiently. The land beneath the city was a sprawling primal forest. As it was untouched by human activity, building on top of it proved remarkably easy. We, while avoiding the attention of the Oriole, collected all the technology we had and hurried to complete the underground facility. While the construction of the underground facility was underway, we built additional structures on the fringes of the surface. The Ahenberg, whose inner wall points ever towards the Oriole, and the 4 device towers that surround the Oriole. Each system of structures possessed a crucial role in the plan, and were as vital to the seal mechanism as the underground facility. Welcome back to more of the Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky, and the infiltration of the Glorious to rescue Josette's brothers. So let's keep on moving through this place. Our goal is the 2nd floor of the forecastle, and we're in the forecastle 1st floor here. And we can now get into this area, which we couldn't go to before, so let's see if there are any chests to find here. Spoilers, obviously there are. Tirabalm. Every empty chest we open takes a little bit of my soul with it. Soon, I, too, will be empty. Tirabalm. Is this your way of asking me out on a date? And Jagd Panzer. I know that means hunt. This empty chest's stomach gurgles. So that's a new piece of armor. Well, that should be obvious, but yeah, this one's kind of interesting. It has a lot of defense. In fact, I think that's even more defense than the Aura... No, it's not quite, actually. The Aura Guard has way more defense. So it's actually a lot worse. It lowers your speed, agility, and movement, but it does have pretty good defense and arts defense. But if you don't have the Aura Guard, this is one of the best pieces of like full defensive armor you can get. That's going to drop her speed considerably, though, because she will no longer have a full cat set, so I'm going to keep the cat set on her. And she's still over there in Coward's Corner formation. And in here, we have 3 more. Reviving Balm. To be continued. Tyrrell Balm. This chest graduated at the top of its class at the Riches Royal Academy. And Rosenkranz. Well, I see you're not above asking for seconds. Missed opportunity to put a Rosenkranz and Guildenstern the Dead quote in that chest, I guess, but I actually don't know if, like, that'd be copyrighted or anything. Because, I mean, obviously the Shakespeare plays were out of copyright, but that was made a lot later. So we only have 1 chest left in this place, apart from the 2 that are imprisoned in the brig. This is exactly where we needed to go. I mean, the elevator went down, though. Maybe that's actually an error. Because if the elevator went down, you'd think this would be the 1st floor of the forecastle. Okay, if the Jaeger barracks are around here, that's kind of worrying. But I find this thing is weirdly kind of not that guarded, or at least not as guarded as you'd expect it to be. Here you can pick up any chest you missed earlier, but okay, that's a Vogel. Yeah, this was not there before. So this is one of the rare mandatory treasure chests in the game. And it's completely unguarded, although, admittedly, we had to get past the Pale Apaches to get here. It's sort of interesting that they reuse a fight, but they also do give it a few new twists. But if you do the fight too quickly, especially if you're on easy mode, you'll probably destroy them long before they turn into spin dolls. But yeah, you might potentially not see that gimmick at all. But at least it is a little different. And I do like how this segment showcases how much Josette cares for her family. You don't really see that much earlier on. While I'm here though, well, it's worth a shot. So, yeah. No going in there to play on Weissman's organ. That's actually pretty high tech for this universe. If Estelle accepted the offer, then she would have been recognized for her voice print here. A bit of an interesting optional conversation here. I've forgotten about this. Oh, wait, I don't think I found this conversation on my first or second playthrough. I didn't realize that Novartis was name-dropped this early. So, yeah, I believe he's the 6th Anguis, but yeah, he's the one who leads the 13 factories. And the 13 factories are also mentioned in the Dole Knight novels. Yeah, Novartis, we don't really see much of him. Oh boy, yeah, trust me, he's, yeah, I mean, he looks pretty, I mean, his looks definitely scream evil and crazy. Huh. Yeah, the Anguises have their own very bizarre agendas. So that's actually really cool. I never knew about that conversation. Yeah, I keep discovering new things about this game. I thought Novartis wasn't name-dropped until Crossbell, but no, like, they were planning him out even here. We still don't know that guy's first name, though. He's just referred to as F. Novartis. But I don't know if that's anything particularly ominous or anything like that, like whether the F stands for something, you know, similar to... That's a first name, it probably doesn't really mean anything. Anyway, though, yeah, the 13 factories being in the Dole Knight, there are a lot of explanations for that. One that I saw in the comments section that I actually personally agree with the most is that Ouroboros somehow got that reference slipped into an in-universe fairy tale. Oh, yeah, something's gonna happen when we go here, but I'll just finish my thought. They slipped the reference into an in-universe fairy tale so that if anyone ever says, I know what the 13 factories are, or I know where the 13 factories are located, everyone will go, ha, the 13 factories, that's just from a children's fairy tale, and no one will believe them. That's the explanation that I feel makes the most sense. You know, there are several young men in the society. Of all people, you're easily the one that, I was hoping it would be, because, well, you're not exactly much of a threat. So, meeting Gilbert here, I was very tempted to bring Chloe to this part, but in the end I decided on Shara because I'd already used Chloe, and we'll be using Chloe later on in this chapter anyway. But I feel like Gilbert would have some unique dialogue if you brought Chloe here. I was really tempted to have Chloe take this guy down, but... I mean, you know, Gilbert, it's Gilbert. He doesn't really deserve us going that far out of our way. You see, Gilbert's like you, only somehow even more comic relief. So depending on if you even did the Occupation of Genocide quest, this might actually only be your second encounter with Gilbert. Ah, you were, like, prison mates, I guess. Prison roommates. Yeah, Gilbert definitely underwent negative character development. That's kind of his thing. So if it was just new Gilbert, we wouldn't really have to worry that much, but he does have backup. And his backup, as you'd expect, is way more dangerous than he is. That is one of Ouroboros' top-class archaisms. Newly developed. Probably another one of Novartis' things. And, well, the Heartless Surprise Attack is more the theme of this thing than Gilbert's. Yeah, it has, about twice as much health as he does. Definitely the main thread of this fight. Also, I love Gilbert's description here. This is one of my favorite descriptions of any enemy in the whole game. Yeah, Gilbert is pretty much exactly the same. He doesn't really change very much across his encounters. It's just that his backup does progressively get better and better. So I guess that's something. Gilbert is sort of interesting because I find he falls into what TV tropes I think TV tropes calls it genre refugee. It's basically where you've got a character who seems to be, from a completely different genre to the rest of the work that they're in. I consider Gilbert that. I mean, an example of that is Bang Shishigami from Blaze Blue, who basically is a shonen protagonist in a non-shonen work. Gilbert, I feel... he's pretty much a Saturday morning cartoon villain in a more serious setting. But sometimes characters like that can be kind of fun, just having the kind of character you don't often see in your genre. Another common example that's used is basically taking a character who'd be more at home in a Wild West setting and putting them in a different setting. Or, you know, having someone who thinks they're in a police procedural be part of a, like a zombie movie, maybe? Okay, that guards against that. I really, really want to use Zodiac, though. And Gilbert's not getting that crit turn. I mean, if he used the crit turn for the Dr. Wily baking attack, then I would really, really like that, but I don't trust him to do that. But there's a strength and defense buff. Okay, let's see how much this does. It should hopefully take out the Vogel. And, well, the mines, but, sadly the mines do not have friendly fire, and yet definitely took out the Vogel.
Let's see what color your blood is!
There's that line! Yeah, I was hoping we'd get to hear him say that line at least once. Again, I think it's Bryce Papenbrook, but I'm not entirely sure, but I can see it being Bryce Papenbrook. Okay, now Shara. How about Orbital down? Not really, I mean, Josette doesn't really need that, but I may as well try to see if that makes a difference. Okay, you are immune to debuffs, but weirdly the mines are not. You'd think the mines would be immune to virtually everything, but oh crap, okay. That was almost bad. Okay, that's only gonna serve to push Gilbert into the crit turn. I have an idea here. I'm going to... I have 8 serum powders. I'm actually gonna do this.
Come on, let's do it!
Just so, because if I gave that to Estelle, she'll only get a single targeting attack out of that.
You're finished!
He's just content to keep doing that, isn't he? And he put none of the mines anywhere near us. I don't think Gilbert really understands the purpose of mines, that is, area denial. We weren't anywhere near that place, and we didn't, we weren't really even thinking of going anywhere near that place, so I don't know why he wanted to even put mines there, but oh well. Okay, oh, looks like Gilbert was immune to Orbital Down as well, but I can just Cyclone Napalm him in the face. So that we can deal with the real threat here.
It's just a flesh wound.
Right, charge. Okay, yeah, that's pretty painful, and I would like to... Okay, this is kind of bad. Let's Lartier, I guess? I want to Earth Wall here, but I don't think I can get that in time. Let's just have Estelle whack this thing. Okay, it is down to almost half. Right, press. And that, I think, is going on Josette. It is. I just noticed her her icon in the turn order blinking. So that was painful, but sadly kind of not that big a loss right now, because Josette has served her purpose here. That is buffing the rest of us. Okay, it's almost down. Okay, there's another riot press. I believe that can inflict faint. Also does a lot of damage. Okay, just going for a basic attack there. How much health do you have left? 5,000. Yeah, I can go for a dual strike here and have someone else revive Josette. Yeah, Estelle's doing pretty good damage too, so I think I'll just, I don't want to waste a Celestial Balm, although I do have, Resurrect Jellies. Or, you know, I'll just use a Refresh Jelly, because let's not waste a Resurrect Jelly here. Okay, True Dual Strike, and it's almost down. I don't think Josette will really do anything. Oh, she has no CP because she just went down. I was going to try and demo one of her crafts, but... yeah, I didn't even get the chance to do that. Now, we should be getting an achievement popping here. There it is! Okay, so I wondered why we didn't get that back when we first fought Gilbert. It's because this achievement is attached to beating Gilbert all 3 times. And technically speaking, this is the one fight with Gilbert that you have to win. But in order to get the achievement, you have to beat Gilbert in the first visit to the Glorious and do Occupation of Janus, and then beat him here. And there he goes. Gilbert. Yep, Shara literally burned him into unconsciousness. Let's just ignore him. In the words of Persona 4, let's leave him be. No, yeah, I can't help but feel sorry for him sometimes. Yeah, Gilbert definitely falls into what TV tropes would call ineffectual sympathetic villain. But I guess while we're on our way back to the brig, I can just say something. So, the Glorious. Yeah, a lot of people do find it kind of annoying that in the middle of a final, technically final dungeon, I mean, the Leaper Ark's more of a final region than a final dungeon, but, like, in the middle of this, like, during the climax, it makes you do a whole bunch of those tunnels that all look the same as, like, mini-dungeons, and then it throws you into a complete rehash of the Glorious. And admittedly, if you've already got the 11 chests you can get on your first visit, the chests on the second visit to the Glorious are really easy to get. They're all in the center. But still, it is like a rehash of somewhere that you've already been through. It is basically a rehash of somewhere you've already been through, and like in the middle of the final dungeon at that. Although one thing that I do find kind of interesting is that, like, when you first saw the Glorious in Chapter 6, who among you thought that it would be the final dungeon? In any other JRPG, it probably would be. But here it's not. Here it's just a distraction on the way to the real final dungeon. So, You need to be careful here because once you rescue the Capulars, you are immediately taken out of the Glorious. So if you want to grab those 2 imprisoned chests, you need to release their barriers first, and their barriers are, thank goodness for me making notes, they're numbers 2 and 4. So I'm so sorry about you Sky Bandits, but hey, you'd appreciate us saving the treasure first, wouldn't you? That just reminds me of Wario World, where the game's actual tagline is "Forget the princess, save the treasure," which is basically Wario's motto. No, that wasn't Wario World. That was Shake It. That was the tagline of Shake It. The chest is now filled with shame. The shame of a double dipper. Maybe that's what got it imprisoned there in the first place. And the second terrifying imprisoned treasure chest criminal is Jagdgarders. You open the empty chest open again and again, cackling maniacally to yourself. You know it contains some secret, it just has to! And maybe that's why that chest got imprisoned, it encourages rampant greed. So the Jagdgarders are... oh, they have actually +5 speed on them, which is not bad. But they lower your accuracy a little bit. That buff to speed is nice. But the debuff to accuracy is not. Okay, we should have done everything here, so let's go ahead and unlock barrier number 1. You can release the other barriers if you want, but there's no real reason to. And so the Sky Bandits have been rescued. Yeah, well, they already kind of repaid their debt retroactively back in Chapter 6. Yeah, just selling the balance. It's not because we wanted to help Josette or anything. Yeah, finally they realized, oh yeah, someone just infiltrated the Glorious and just looted everything. So yeah, it is a little jerkish, but you have to get those chests before you do this, otherwise you are immediately taken out of the dungeon. I don't know if you can even go back into the Glorious after this, so that'd be pretty mean if you were permanently locked out of those chests. I like how Josh was running like fully Knives Out and Don's running with his cannon. Meanwhile, in the one area of the ship that we couldn't access at the time... huh, no enforcers on board the ship, huh? Well, I mean, Campanella, you know, he's a pretty untrustworthy sort. Campanella's agenda is always just so mysterious. But, like, on a lighter note, I'm now picturing him going full Jigglypuff from the Pokemon anime and drawing on Gilbert's face while he's unconscious. Yeah, you're taken all the way back to the Cradle District. Wonder if they managed to get some materials from the Glorious. Yep, true. You can't leave until we do something about the Oriole. And I'm not really sure that they can exactly spare another big ZFG. Yeah, come to think of it, the reason why we were stalled last time was because we needed a password to get any further. Well, we are on the side, but, and the Oriole is technically a treasure. I mean, the music that plays when, the Libra arc appears in that cutscene is literally called something like Unleashed Greatest Treasure or something. Oh boy, yeah. I mean, admittedly, this setup that I have for Josette honestly did me pretty well. I kind of like Zodiac and, like, on someone like Josette who doesn't really have anything better to do with their turns, and I like those speedy Earth Walls too, so she actually did do okay. So, Josette is actually permanently in our party from now on. Yay. Yeah, she's still not good, but, at least I found a bit of a weird niche use for her. And, like, let's just make this clear. The only reason that was actually, like, useful was because she has nothing better to do with her turns because she's so bad. Yes, great support. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to people who... Like, Josette's not a bad character, it's just, also, rare footage of Estelle actually complimenting Josette. I don't think Estelle herself even really noticed. I just wish they made her better at something at least. This is also actually getting me to realize just how useful the cat set can be. Because she wasn't getting one-shotted, and with Earthwall, that's definitely a possibility. I guess I'll see how that goes. Because there's a certain fight, like, much later. It's like the one of the last fights in the game. Oh, by the way, Josette finally has an S-Craft now. I guess I'll demo that when I next get the chance. But it's one of the last fights in the game. Let me just say that your defense stat does not matter for that fight at all, because they two-shot you with everything. So, having the cat set might actually not be terrible there. Alright, I just need to give her 2 tomato sandwiches. And I think I see a willing volunteer. Hello there. Although her... Okay, yeah, her strength is terrible right now, so I need to switch up her accessories. To at least, you know, make that S-Craft actually do damage. I mean, it honestly doesn't make any sense for it to scale off of Josette's strength stat, though, but I guess it does. So, here we go. Bobcat.
Told you I could handle this. Over here, Bobcat!
It's a pretty cool S-Craft overall, but yeah, it's still kind of, I don't know, like, you get it so late, and there are other people with stronger AoE S-Crafts. Reason why I'm stalling this out is because I kind of want to just show what, I mean, we've actually already seen one of Josette's victory quotes during the Joshua segment at the start of Chapter 4. But yeah, that's another one of her victory quotes. The other one uses the exact same "told you I could handle it" voice clip that she uses when she summons the Bobcat, so we've kind of already heard that. Okay, so after we've done all that, I believe, it might be kind of tricky to figure out what to do next, but we need to go back inside here and talk to Kyle. And this conversation, you can only get this, I believe, if you've already tried to open the emergency lock in the Factoria district and found out you need a password. It's one of these cases where, the game won't let you get the password until the game knows that you know you need the password. Let's just say. Orpheus. Well, I mean, it was, the P3 protagonist's initial persona. Probably means something entirely different in this universe, though, considering Greek mythology doesn't exist here. We've already got all the BP, so that's not like a bonus BP question or anything. I mean, if you've got a password, you probably shouldn't be running around saying that out loud, but then again, some of the lower-ranked Ouroboros members are kind of dumb, if Gilbert's any indication. So now we have a password to try. It's also kind of cool. You can see these people getting working on the Bobcat. Although, yeah, strangely the thing magically repairs itself for her S-craft, and then it falls apart again when it returns here. Yeah, don't really put too much stock in that, but I've always personally interpreted the S-crafts as exaggerations anyway, because like Tita, why would Tita have a satellite cannon? At least, you know, canonically, they can get the ship airborne, but they just can't go very far. So at least it can fly, like, within the Liber arc itself. And yep, there's the explanation for the S-craft. Yeah, like, they explain why it works, but the ship still looks intact in the animation. But with all of that done, I think that'll be about it for this part. So next time, we'll be entering that password and heading through the next set of Liber Arc tunnels to wherever they take us. And we're getting closer and closer to the end of this place. Closer to the Axis Pillar. But for now, I will see you back at the airship for a changing of our party. I'm so sorry, Josette, but yeah, we're not really going to be using you much going forward. I would like to see somebody actually fight the final boss with Josette. I've never seen that before, but it would be interesting. I will just say, I'm sorry, but I don't plan on doing that, at least not in the main footage. I mean, I could do it as a bonus thing, but I don't know, like, maybe if there's demand for it, it'd be like the equivalent of Grappler Hanneman. Which, I mean, if there's demand for that, one day, definitely not soon, but one day, I might actually record Grappler Hanneman versus all three of the other final bosses. But here we are back in Kalmare, and yeah, this should be where I'll leave you. I'll see you all next time for, oh, hi there, Niall. Niall and Dorothy are exploring this place now. Yeah, I would recommend coming back and talking to the people here every now and then, because you get some interesting... Oh, he's smart enough to turn around. I thought he was going to get blocked. But yeah, like, what everyone's doing back at the ship actually updates based on where you are in the Liber arc. Just be careful, Dorothy. It leads to some pretty dangerous places. So, on that note, in the middle of the Park District, this is where I'll leave you for this part. So, for real this time, I'll see you all next time. Actually, wait, not for real. I haven't showed either of Josette's crafts yet. I may as well do that because I'm probably not going to use her for the rest of the game. So, here's Stampede. It's actually pretty cool looking. And here is Anchor Flail. I mean, it being guaranteed faint is kind of nice, I guess. But with that, now I will really see you next time.